I see divergences from both sides. So from here, we got a divergence. And from below the charts, we got the divergence, all right? The VVV shows us that the volume is actually rising, what we didn't saw last week actually, but now we are able to see that as well. And the momentum is getting, in my opinion, weaker. We reached also this zone, this breakthrough. We tried to, but there was no power in the AUD, the OC. All right, so there is also bearish divergence on the flex div. So I'm looking for this to break and to fall actually, but there is still confirmations to buy this, but I'm not sure that this is gonna rising next week. All right, but the bills are pretty bullish, right? But keep watching those divergences, okay, because we have to see both sides. Like I show, we got here the divergence, but we got also here the divergence, all right? And the volume is still rising, if you can see. All right, the Euro GBP. The Euro GBP is falling down. In my opinion, the GBP needs to get stronger. It was like I said the previous weeks as well. We are below the zero line on the flex div, so we are looking for bearish movement on the pound. So we expecting to have a stronger pound in this case, and the weaker euro, like we saw last week, there's still, the volume is still rising. So I'm expecting maybe just in the start of the week, start of like a pullback to this area, and after that one more time down, because we break below the VVT as well. So we are watching this trend to fall down. All right, you see the flex fib as well, the automated fib that is decreasing. All right, so if you want to trade in this case, actually US CAD, looks like I said, there is a bear into the car. So what we are expecting is a stronger Canadian dollar and stronger pound. And as here is still, what can I say? The volume is still rising. We are above the zero line, so maybe a consolidating, but I still don't want to trade on those pairs because nowadays they both show us strength. If you see the ZXY, it closes at 0.92% and the AXY at 0.60%. And the BXY was falling down, but you know, the pound can switch very fast. So maybe this week they are both weak now, but the euro will be weaker than the pound. All right, let's see the DXY. I'm gonna turn it off. So yeah, basically is what I show with you the previous 2 weeks, guys, that these have to rise. All right, there was no trend line break or nothing actually, so the trend is gonna continue. This case, I don't expect anything else this week. We broke the previous high here. And now maybe a pullback in the beginning of the week. So first, maybe we're gonna see a bear on the DXY, but at the end of the week, this have to rise, all right? Because and there is a bullish momentum. We are above the zero line. The volume is rising, so there is anything what we are searching for the continuation here on the DXY. Let's look at the VXY. All right, the bias were bearish, all right, but there is a bull divergence and the volume is still rising, all right. Here I see a little divergence between the price because the close was on a lower point, right? So I'm gonna delete everything. Oh shit. No, I'm gonna delete everything. I'm just gonna turn the indicators off. All right. This was the BR. But now it looks like we are still consolidating in this zone, but we are gonna be able to break this zone because, like I said, here is a divergence in a destroyer and the volume is rising in this case, like you see in the past 2 weeks. We were watching for this, and this is going down and this is rising. So we got a structural divergence and we see that the volume is rising as well. All right, so first of all, we're waiting for a break, a retest, and then a continuation. All right, this, in my opinion, gonna be next week, maybe the week after that. But first of all, in any case, we have to break this zone, and after that, we can go further in the trend. All right. XY, like I said, the DXY, if you compare the two, is almost the same. So one is rising, the other one is falling down, and yeah, this was obvious. In my opinion, we got also the sell signal here already. This turned in red, and the rest of the indicators as well. The VVT, yeah, there was a consolidating zone, and this got also red. And yeah, we broke the previous support on the DXY. So here is the next target, which is a few pips down, actually. From here is almost the same movement what we saw in the past week, actually almost the same move. So there is a huge potential in this case. All right, the ZXY. Yeah, the ZXY, you see the volume is rising, but here's the thing: if we break above the zero line, this can be actually something huge, right? We turn it into green on the VVV, we are green on the destroyer, we are green on the waves volume, and we are green in the VVVT. So I'm expecting this to rise at least to this zone, which means 4% from here, like in the following weeks. Just look at the opportunities around there, because yeah, the war has just started. Maybe it's not funny, but it's funny how we see the picture on the charts, and even when I didn't know there will be war, I saw the signs of the market that this will happen actually, but they need always a reason for crashing the market. All right, now this is their reason. Don't agree with them, but yeah, this is how it is. We can't do shit about that. All right, the SXY, the XXY, the Swiss franc is actually rising as well, and we see that the volume is probably gonna get a break to the zero line. So we're gonna search next week for possible up move actually. So this is kind of funny. Euro. I cannot also. It's because we are talking about the regional pairs, and the Euro CHF is also one of them, actually. But I don't like these two next to each other because, whoa, okay, this is interesting. We got the down move, but see the waves is got a huge rising moment. So this is gonna be very interesting next week. In any way, this have a bearish PR. So right now, I'm watching the market. I want to see what's happening next week because this didn't saw this before. This is something new. All right, let's see. Let's see what the market does. Next, the BXY. So the BXY got to the support level, right? And those BS, when I saw the Euro GPB, we are talking about 2 weak pairs right now, 2 weak pairs. And this is not bullish at all right? So even it's only one thing when I see this, when we get the opportunity to trade, we're gonna trade on euro, not against the GPB, because GPB is still stronger than the euro himself. So yeah, my opinion, let's trade on Aussies and the Canadian dollar, USD, and can't miss that much. All right, the XY shows almost the same thing what we saw on the ZXY, and this shows us also possibility to rise 3.77% from here now. Okay, that's a huge move. That's a huge move. Also, kind of V pattern we're seeing here. Also, harmonic pattern. Maybe one member only knows this from before, and it's called the harmonic patterns, which looks like this. All right. This is a nice pattern to trade actually. This is the V, but we can also call it a crab, in my opinion. I think it's a crab. I'm not 100% sure. This is not a butterfly because butterfly needs to end at this zone. All right, this is also a possibility, but I think the momentum right now will gonna take it up to this level. All right, the harmonic patterns. All right, so we are seeing the same thing on XE and the XY, and let's see the Canadian dollar index. And yeah, I like it because there is no divergence right now. All right, I see a convergence. I see a convergence on the VVV. I draw with this here. I think maybe it was on monthly, my opinion. All right. And we have to break, first of all, this zone. We have to break the zone. if I look into the fib levels, this will be at 38. All right, we have to break 38 to continue the rising move in this case. All right, and we got also the green from the VVT. You see there was a possibility to break down, but the end of this candle pattern break it that bearish momentum, and you see the VV also in green, but still under the zero line, right? So the next week these have the possibility to rise as well, all right? But the move where we are inside is still in a downtrend. So this is the one thing what we are looking for. The DXY was clear, in my opinion. The XY was clear as well. Let's move to the gold. Gold. All right, here we see the same thing what we saw on the XY, in my opinion. And this is because of this candle. All right, this can show reversal. All right, I want to see a gap or something like that with the next close, next opening. Sorry, at 12 p.m. But if I look to the whole picture, and that is also what I said in the last 2 weeks, the XO needs to rise, and like I wrote it down those levels in Telegram. Watch it and you will see what I was saying too. Here is also rising momentum. We are above the zero line. We're reaching the overbought zone, but this can be something huge. And what I mean with something huge now with this war historical, we can expect actually the high like it was never before. Let's see. Here was our break. So no, not even. Actually, this was our first move. This was our first move. To 75, and then we were rising. You see my own Fibo. All right. If we break 2.75, this will be our next zone. All right. And it's 2152. Damn. Damn. Yeah. It's a little move, all right? A little move with a little opportunity, all right? So this is about code, but first of all, I want to see what's happening when this happens, actually, because this is a huge volume changing, all right? Let's see a little bit crypto, where we are, what we are doing. So the BTC, BTC tried to break but we're gonna close in 3 hours, and this is a bearish sign actually. So everything is on the BTC now. So we are below the zero line. So we are looking for a sell. If this gonna end, we're gonna still have the buy signal, but there is a little chance. Maybe here we got the divergence side, but let's see on monthly. That's what I was looking for. And on monthly, we can see that there is a convergence and that the volume is rising downstairs. All right, we're gonna get below the zero line. And only one thing, the destroyer is in green, right? Sure. It's gonna depend on March actually very much, because if this gonna be end positive this month, then we're gonna see a rise till back here, which can cause here something like head and shoulders and then a fall down. All right, but right now don't want to see the crypto rising. I was about in November or October, I said maybe there will be a huge movement in March or in April, right? The market is setting up. So this can be possible, but I thought this will be the move, right? We started something and this showed us strength, but we fall back down. All right. On daily, we see a divergence, which is very positive in this case, but we broke the zero line. All right. So maybe one more consolidating, and the second period of the week, this can rise as well. All right. So it kind of depends on the weekly, because if we end this positive, this week here can be filled. All right. So it depends very much on the BTC. Where further looking zero. Oh, oh. All right. There is not that much volume like we saw here. Damn. But the volume is rising, right? The CRO is in one place. We don't see divergence yet. We saw here a divergence, and after that we got a continuation, bearish continuation here. But now we see a convergence, right? And we broke below the zero line. But if the BTC gonna break, then there will be a possibility to make push here as well, because this, if this breaks, wait a second. So yes, get to oh whoa. All right. have to be right to get the right angel here. And it's like this, right? So we got still here something to move on, right? Looking like as well an EBCD pattern, but here I can also see a triangle. Which is broken. Actually, which is broken actually. All right, then wait for those bearish bills because we are still in the rising uptrend, but this can be something, right? But we got here still our trend line, and don't panic until this level. All right, if you see a reaction from here, that will be a good entry in this case. I'm gonna put it back. Then, yeah, there is a huge difference between the volume like here and the volume like there. Maybe if I put it in low rate. Yeah, okay, this is something else, but the volume is rising here. That's something positive in this case, all right? The volume is rising, but logarithmic. If you see, there is not that much what we can see on the VVV waves, and I don't know why. Why is that? Right? It was a nice move. If I am looking for this, right, it's kind of similar what we saw on XAUUSD, and even if it's happening, the volume was still rising on the VVV. So if you compare these two with each other, after this move, we got the impulse what we were waiting for. So exactly the same can happen with the XAUUSD next week. So I'm really curious what it's gonna do. All right. All right. Just a few things. Maybe this had to be interesting as well. And here, that is exactly what we are seeing on the XAUUSD. The volume was still rising, all right? Here we see the divergence, so the Nasdaq have to make a fall. All right, there was something started like beginning of this year, and I think this is just about started, right? Because if you see, we didn't break under the zero line for a long period. And when I say a long period, I mean it was in 2009, the last time when we broke below the zero line. 2009. This is about 13 years ago, right? And maybe this have the opportunity now to break down like wow, like this level is interesting, on monthly basis, of course, but this level is very interesting on 7,000. All right, and this was also one thing what I was talking before this happened. I think David from the Zoom knows it, because with him I was talking about this like a couple of times, and after the divergence as is happening, all right, we see here the divergence, and now the volume getting in red, and we see a convergence here. All right, we are on the oversold zone, but structural, well, we are okay, because this low and this as a nice picturing. No, you said that. Yes, not all. Yeah. But it was also a couple of months ago, right? Yeah. So we got here the convergence. Maybe one more up for consolidating or something, but this at the end of the read, this have to fall, and this can be going faster than I think, in my opinion, because this, if this breaks 13 years ago, it was trying to break. This was and this was a corner move, right? But here was a try to break, but didn't happen. And this time, in my opinion, will happen, right? The same US 30, even bigger, in my opinion, because there is a structural divergence as well. If you see the VVV plus getting this pyramid, like, damn, right? Here is also divergence in the structure, no convergence yet. This can fall a lot. Damn, all right. I'm very exciting when I see something like this, because this is about a lot of money. This, whoa. We got here the break with the Corona move. We don't got the break on the Nasdaq, but here we got the break on the Corona, right? But you see after that, the volume was on rising. We got here a low volume, but two next to each other, with not that much move. And let's add the VV. Oh my god. So you see the VV is turned green, and this area somewhere here I got the entry as well, but I was stupid. I made a stupid move, taking the break even, not break even. I set it in profit very fast, and after that I got angry at myself. It was like here, got my entry here at this point, and I put my stop loss here, and after a couple of days it went out here. So I'm a little bit angry of myself, because this could be the entry of the year, actually. Yeah, well, it's nothing. Between the 4 years we're gonna get a crash like this, so I will be aware for the next next one. All right. But in this case, we see the volume falling down. Actually, we get the bearish signs, and VV plus is in bear. The Destroyer is in bear, and the VVT is in bear. And oh, that's interesting as well. Okay, this means these have to fall, but the other if we go to the other side, it will be fast as well. It's same like here, right? Fall down and correctly move. This will doing the same in my opinion, fall down and then correcting move. So for now, for the following month, I will look into the bearish US 30 and the bearish Nasdaq as well. And same for the rest of the CFDs. Actually, if you see the US 500, we are still above the zero line in this case, not like on the Nasdaq. All right, there is a low volume, but maybe the two. Sorry, started. It's faster than the rest of the CFDs because the German 30, you know, the euro gets weaker, and I think the same have to happen with the rest of the CFDs, right? For the Hungarian people here, the forint, now there is a new historical high. Damn. And this is only the beginning, all right? The forint will be soon at 400, in my opinion. Like the Turkish lira, you know what's happened with the Turkish lira? See this? Yeah, something same can happen with the forint, all right? If I look like this, it broke above zero line like crazy last week, right? And this has just started. This impulse is way too strong, way too strong. Like here, I think it's same like this move, all right? If I see the close. Yeah, it's kind of sad, but it's okay for me or for the guys who are trading in euro because we got our paycheck in euro, so it means more forint for us. But for those who are trading in forint, yeah, that sucks because this is funny, right? We got here the divergence. Oh my god. Didn't watch it for a while, but it's interesting. And if you see on the monthly basis, the volume is rising. We are above the zero line, and maybe there will be a divergence somewhere at 420 or something. But yeah, RIP forint, in my opinion. Yes. All right, guys. We had the lookout for this week. Do you have any questions about the session of today? Or just a question?
No, thanks. That was great.
All right. All right. I think if everything is clear, I'm gonna say goodbye and enjoy the next week, guys. And I want to see positions in the group because some of the people, like Nathan from the Zoom, sharing like really good trades, and I think the rest of the people who are on the Zoom is also able to share something like that. Shandor got also a nice position last week, which we could which we saw in the group. So yeah, let's share those things. And yeah, good job, by the way.
Thank you.
Right. So guys, have a nice evening, and we see each other probably Wednesday. All right. Then the further information you're gonna find in the chat on Telegram. All right.
Great.
Of course, thank you.
Have a nice evening, guys.
You too, guys. Let's get it. Sziasztok.
See you.
Bye.